Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Imperial Glory. We're back here taking a look at the campaign this time and how that works a bit. Last time I looked at battles. Mostly this is going to be battles anyways, because it's but they're going to be tied to the campaign. This is France. I'm playing as France. We've got a number of pieces. It very much is like a very early Total War with these sort of pieces. If you played the first Shogun or the first Medieval, I believe, was played like this, where you had these stacks like that and you move them around. So very similar in that sense, and then you build buildings onto the different areas and so forth. So right now I'm at war with Britain, which I've probably been at war with since the absolute start of this campaign, and I haven't really been able to tackle them and destroy them just yet. What I have done, however, is that Britain likes to puppet a lot of states, and I have released them, and so Britain has also released states that I hold. So at the worst when it was as worse with my war against Britain, Britain actually controlled Denmark, so they're both Norway and Denmark. They controlled Hanover, they controlled Schweiz, and they were called Piedmont, and no, not Spain actually. I held these two provinces of Spain, but they did not hold Spain. And all this were at war with me, and they were holding these two regions and sometime this, but I was able to slowly fight them back and release each one of these nations back, which meant that I got a lot of points here on this happiness meter, which kind of shows the sympathy, as it says, across the whole European map. So the people who like me on this side, the people who don't like me on this side. So at this point, Russia and Great Britain, because they are at war with me. And yeah, the thing why I lost these was I finally actually went in and took the entirety of Spain, and I didn't really think that Britain would go ahead and do a naval invasion, which they did. And then when they released the Spanish capital, they also released these two provinces, which I did not like, that I lost a lot of territory here. Not that I invested a lot in these territories, but for the future I will take more care to actually protect my holdings like Piedmont. Yes, we've got the navy over here, and hopefully I'll be able to sink some British ships. We're not gonna play it because it was kind of hard to play the naval stuff, and it probably just takes time. I'm actually managed to, when I played it on my own, took control of it. I had like 3 ships against 1 British, and somehow the British ship managed to win. So that's not gonna do. We're gonna do the infantry battles instead, and right now we're gonna go ahead and liberate most of Europe, or try to, from the Russians. We got a massive army of Russians. Most of the unit though is not actually Russians, but different kinds. Like this is an Ottoman howitzer. This is, I'm not entirely sure what nation this is supposed to be, some Turkish nation, and all these different kinds of units. These will actually go ahead and rebel once I release certain regions. But I will go through here and I will release as many as I can, get my standings back into good, but most importantly is to push the Russians back, because they've become ridiculously large. And at some point, hopefully, I'll be able to capture all of the Iberian Peninsula, and this time around I will put armies there to protect myself against a possible invasion by the British, so I won't lose that territory again. But anyways, let's go ahead and start this then. So you can only have 3 armies in every region, and so I've got mine over here. We've got Lan. He is he's a general. So they start off, I think they start off as captains, and then they can have 3. But later on you can recruit the higher up, so at this point I can recruit colonels. But so these guys have been upgraded through all the battlings I've been doing. So this guy's general, This guy's a marshal. Murat has become a marshal, so he can hold 6 units now. And then we've got Bernadotte and Colonel Ney, which both have 4. I've been not experimenting too much with other infantry than just the Fusiliers, just because I've actually had quite a trouble with the British when they took over a large part of the map. So I've been having trouble actually recruiting anything special or trying to figure out what to do. And then also is that as of yet, the only way to replenish troops is actually to merge them. So I don't have I'm not entirely sure which house it is, or if maybe I can actually go ahead and sort of put the units in to actually replenish them, but I haven't really figured that out yet. So I've been sticking to one type of unit so I can easily replenish them by merging the units. Anyways, a lot of talking here. Time to go ahead and strike the Russians. They just moved 1 unit from the front, or from Vienna. So we're gonna see here, by moving these armies into Hanover with Murat at the head of the army, I'm gonna see about striking the Russians. We do outnumber them in types of troops. They've got quite a bit of cavalry. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is, why they've got these all these Arab light infantry, but we'll see. So yes, let's go ahead and do next turn and draw into battles. I guess first it's part of the yes, I would like to engage them. Sir, the enemy will not attempt to escape us. They are defending their port. Prepare for a fierce resistance. Okay. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna let this just go ahead and auto-resolve itself. So do you wish to take command? No. And we won. 2 of our ships were a bit wounded there. 6% and 14% of the Bucentaur, 6% of the Neptune, while both the British ships were sunk. And hopefully we can lay that port under siege. So here we've got the army instead. So we've got 790 men, which is actually quite a lot for the standards of this game. We can only cram in about, let's see, 240 men more. According to this, is an easy battle against the Russians. 430. They've got cannons and stuff. Cannons can be good, but I've got 2 units of cavalry, which I'm hoping to sweep around and attack those cannons. And yes, we are going to play this battle. So each region has a specific map with specific regions that you need to capture. So it's going to be interesting to see what this one has, because I haven't actually fought here. So we got bridge right in the middle there. It's going to see if that's going to be an important part of this battle. And we got my armies further away. So the 2 farmhouse control both of them, use the methods of deem the appropriate, but take them. So this is one of the farmhouse, and I imagine this farmhouse on my side is yes. Okay, so we're going to advance across here. We've got my columns of infantry, got my 2 hussar units, and we got an extra unit here. We're actually gonna mass everyone together. Can I get them kind of ish in between? No, we're gonna have to just one really long battle line. Over there's the Russians. We're gonna try to go over the bridge. Hussars go first. They're a bit faster. So we got tons of troops, or tons for this game. I mean, this is less than 1,000 men, so in a total war sense, this is not a lot. Right, let's go ahead and see what the Russians are up to. So we've got 2 of the hussars or lancers, and then Cossacks on that side. We got Arab light infantry, militia, Arab light infantry. The cannons gonna be important. to deal with. But then most of what I'm going to do is just probably charge in with my infantry, or maybe not actually. We need to at least destroy the enemy cannons before we advance, because those guys can deal some serious damage. The Hussars, the Lancers and the Cossacks are heading off to the flank. What I could try to do is one you can do in Total War as well. You know what? First we need to tell these guys to cross the bridge before we go ahead and plan how we're going to attack this. I wonder if these guys will walk over the bridge or if they'll just try to go through the water there. Interesting if they, you know, it's one of those typical movie stuff where they've strapped barrels of gunpowder here and there's one little cheeky fellow sitting there ready to blow the entire thing, and my army of 790 men just go poof. There's a lot of troops coming over here. Right, so the enemy has put cannons in the center. I imagine I could probably just offset the line, and while the line is being offset, I could charge in with the cavalry. I'll probably lose the cavalry in the process, but it'll be enough to destroy it and force the army away and to release this nation. It's a shame that there weren't more troops of this region being present on the battle, because if I push them away and I release the region, then the soldiers will actually rebel against the army. Okay, so my troops crossing the bridge. What I'm going to do is basically what you sometimes do against the AI in Total War, is that I'm going to make a large move of troops on this side, to the point when they start to turn the line, this line to sort of pivot it to be facing in the same line towards us. But I've got a smaller force, say leveled up here, which the AI will not directly consider, and that force will start to shoot in their flank. They'll go, oh, we're under attack, and the entire army turns its attention. Now, we're in a line, probably, hopefully, turns its attention onto the hill, and while they do that, the main army strikes forward from their position. The Hussars, look, they're already kind of oh wait, they're attacking, are they? Yes, it seems like they are. Everyone, hold form lines. The hell? Except for the cavalry. Colons, move around and flank. Shit. Now I'm all out. The AI is more clever than I thought. They're attacking me while I'm disorganized from just crossing the stupid bridge. Now my Hussars gonna be the saving grace here, because they're gonna hopefully be able to strike the enemy.
Your forces are under attack by the enemy.
Let's see, the enemy is aware of my flanking maneuvers. So one of my units there really stopped.
The battle.
Okay, now you can turn around.
The enemy has taken a battle objective.
That did not go well. Attack. And trying to stop the enemy over there. Right, forwards. God damn it. Shoot them. God damn it. I managed to contact with this one. We need to contact with that artillery unit right there. First line unit. Charge! This unit is doomed. And this Hussar unit is probably doomed as well. We're slowly shooting these guys down. Okay, you know what, guys? God damn it, they're stopping my unit as well. We need to spread out the units. This did not went... This did just go to a bloody disaster. I still have high chance of victory here,
Your forces are slaughtering the enemy.
as we can hear. We're slaughtering the enemy as we are getting into lines here. Bloody hussars though. There is... Oh, they went for that little unit, did they? Turn, goddammit. Boom, there went all the bloody enemy hussars. We still need to get that stupid cannons to charge them. This unit's getting destroyed. Fall back. We're losing tons of men compared to the enemy. Trying to save some units just so we can merge some after the battle. Well, we got contact there.
Your men are under attack.
Yes, I'm well aware of this.
Your forces are destroying the enemy.
I am also aware of that.
Your army controls the field.
Right. Now it's all about surrounding and destroying the enemy. You know what? It's Arab light infantry. Standing and shooting with them might not be the best idea. We could probably be better off just charging in, but it's kind of too late at this point to do that. So I don't know how many units we lost, but damn, I lost a lot of men there. I was so surprised to find that the enemy would actually go ahead and charge us while we were still disorganized coming over the bridge, which was quite the surprise. But then they didn't push the advantage, so I'm not entirely sure. But we were victorious in Hanover, although it was what I would describe as a costly victory. We'll see now when we go into the statistics to see what we actually lost here. Probably not good read. The total casualties, we lost about half our men according to this. Total casualties 169.90, 100, and so there's a lot of casualty there. So we lost roughly the same as the enemy. I think it's the cavalry, because follow the liberation. Do you wish to occupy this country? No, we will liberate Hanover. Now we're gonna have to face a Russian counterattack, and I'm not too happy with that because we don't have a lot of men ready for that. I was hoping that they would actually have had some Hanoverian troops stationed there, so we could have had some of them actually retreat. So a large part of the force retreated up to this point, and we have a lot of cavalry down here. Let's see, how is my army looking? So this one's pretty good, this one's not so good, and Bernadotte is actually quite fine. It's this army that's lost a lot, so we're gonna send over this unit of 16 men. We're gonna merge that, so we got 30, 30, 30. We're gonna have to have Lance come up and slowly building on this new guy. I'm building up a second barrack here. Basic foundries. Military academy. Yes. Well, not really. We can have cheap and easy troops here. We don't necessarily need to have the high end the same we've got here, because I think these are 2-star, so we would get 1-stars from here. Question is, I guess we need to push the advantage while we have it and destroy them in this region now Yes, you know what? Let's just continue. We're gonna liberate Europe. Kind of strange thing to do with France, but that's what we're gonna do. And as we can see, my sympathy was around, what was it, 40 or 49 or something like that? I was on 50. Now it's 60. So more and more parts of Europe is happy with me. So relationships have increased. Spain, Lombardy, and Denmark went from about the same color as Prussia, a sort of tannish color, and now they're green. So that's good. And well, my hopes is that I'll be able to sign a peace treaty with Russia, so I can go back to continue my war against England and destroy the English once and for all. Without further ado, let's go ahead and next turn see what the Russians are up to. And the Russians are up to that they're gonna stand and fight. So we got about 400 men against the enemy's 200 men. And do you wish to command the battle? Yes. This time we're gonna have to be a lot more clever than in the first one, where we squandered away half the army in kind of a disastrous battle. And the thing is, we need to then, I guess on the way back, because we're probably gonna have to retreat after this, that is gonna be more difficult, because the enemy in our flank or down in Austria or the Vienna region have a lot of cavalry, and if they charge us, it's going to be hard to deal with that onslaught. Now, I do actually have the possibility of forming squares, so I guess we could do that. Since we're not going to have to march very long, I'm going to just go ahead and form lines like this. Maybe I should pull out the smaller units. We'll keep them in. We'll need everything. Right, here we go. Here we go. March on the enemy. So they still have quite a bit of cannons. They're like the howitzers, the AI. So we got 4 howitzers. We've got some recruits or some militia units. Light infantry of God knows what nation. These Arab light infantry, some more light infantry, and some light infantry. So they really like their light infantry for some reason. Well, they're pretty good at shooting, so that's one thing. Right, what I could actually do, because we're anticipating to fire at them from line, is actually to run up and start the battle already, because you can see the enemy line units are up ahead, far up ahead from the cannons, and we could start to strike the enemy already. Now they will occupy the house, which will be a kind of a good position to fight from.
Your enemy has taken a key position.
Is it the big unit they're going to send in? Or what unit are they going to send into the farmhouse? If they're going to send a unit, they need to send a unit into the farmhouse. Doesn't look like it. They're just forming around it. Okay, so we're gonna go about here. We're gonna run. And then we're gonna go in line, and then we're gonna advance upon the enemy. We're gonna start shooting them down, getting rid of all of these. Now they're clustered here like idiots for some reason. Right, we're ready. Into line. Forwards. We're running forwards. Good pace. The enemy is still in column up ahead. We'll see. Once they start to react, we know that we're close enough. There we go. Halt. And spread out on the sides. Let's move some of these battalions forwards. The recruits are getting destroyed.
Under attack by the enemy.
Artillery bombardment. We have a possibility to start running here to get those bloody artillery pieces. We've got the recruits have started attacking us, and we've got melee over there. We're shooting at the light infantry over here.
Your forces are slaughtering the enemy.
Forwards. I guess you can actually stop and shoot those guys. And then we'll have the other one shoot. Yeah, nice. Shoot them down. Continue forwards. And our units are slowly whittling away the enemy. They've got no chance. 3 men left. Boom. And now it's over to the artillery. And just waiting for that to be destroyed. And then we are victorious. So we lost a lot less men here, because I was able to properly set up my troops. Victory in Saxony. Way. Right, let's see how the Russians respond to this, because I've just followed up my victory in Hanover into Saxony and destroyed these forces. So I wonder if they've got supplies to bring up, because now we just ruined that army. And no, instead I want Saxony to rise as its own nation. The Russians are pulling back, so they're pulling out of Austria. Or I guess, I'm not entirely sure why they decided to move troops out of there. So the troops that were recruited out of Saxony has now retreated from the enemy's armies. They still have quite a few troops. They leave this one open, which I find kind of interesting and stupid at the same time. We're gonna move in Lahn, and then we're gonna move all my armies down, because Austria, being able to liberate that, will liberate all of this, and puts the Russians as a massive disadvantage. And maybe I can just end the war with enough time so I can actually smite those bastard English. Why are we not blocking the ports? How does that work? How do I block the ports? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I need bigger ships. Maybe I need to spread out my fleet a bit more to block all their ports. Anyways, let's go ahead and do next turn. Oh shit, there's a Russian navy. I did not see those. No, we're not going to fight that one. I will only fight when I've got superior. Do I want to fight the battle on my own? 36 men. No. Hopefully we didn't lose a lot of men through this. 3 casualties! Wow, that went well. No, I will not occupy Vienna. Oh, I thought all of Vienna would rise. Oh, the Prussians go ahead and attack. They decide that they're going to, let's see, naval encounter, no. Oh, they do attack. Do you wish to command this yourself? No, I don't. But we won! Haha! Because my ship's got a lot more experience than the stupid Russian navy. Stupid Prussians go in and take advantage of the current situation here. The has been liberated. Its government is in charge of its internal affairs. We still need to push these bastards out of Russia. They've got a lot of those stupid cavalry, but I guess this region is the easiest one to pursue the enemy into. But I would really like some reinforcement as spawn, and that is where Long come in. But he can't move in just yet, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna merge some parts of this army, or a lot of parts of this army, and we're gonna leave some men to fight. And let's see, we don't actually have a lot of men. These guys got 2, this guy's got 2.5, and then Lan is coming in. Lan is coming in with quite a lot of men. He's actually got a unit of 26. You know what, Lan? Let's move back, and we're gonna move everything back, and we're gonna see about replenishing our troops in resituating our army. We've got Bessier ready to come in as well. Stupid Austrians or Russians were pushed back from our border. Guess the Prussians, our next idiots, are doing my head in. Let's see, they've got all Helvetian troops there, I imagine, which means that if I release this region, I could that could be quite the thing to push the stupid Prussians away. Let's go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy is up to. Okay, so they move a unit over there. Russians retreat even further. One of their armies retreat even further. The Prussians got a lot of troops stationed up in Finland, or back here on the back end here. They've actually got all Swedish troops. All Swedes, just tons of Swedish troops for some reason up there. But that means if I attacked and released Sweden, all of these troops over here in Finland would go away. Which would be rather nice. It would also be nice to maybe liberate Poland. I wish I could move into these regions and free them. I'm not entirely sure why when I freed this. Because when England freed this, then these two regions fell as well. But I guess because these guys occupy these regions, they did not fall. But that's something. That's something. All right, so we've done a little bit. Austria's back. Saxony was back for a bit, but now Prussia is going to take it. Maybe this will cause a rift in between Prussia and Russia. Anyways, it gives me time to go ahead and deal with those bastardly English, and I can go ahead and destroy them. And it gained me some nice sympathies across Europe. The fact that I was able to release these three nations and keep the Russians at bay. Anyways, I think this will be it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!